Now, this one skill will help you make or break your job search strategy. If you can do this one thing correctly, not only will you get multiple offers, but you'll actually be in a position where you're actually getting companies to beg you to work for them. And it's not far fetched. It's not a silver bullet. It's not a magic formula. It's a soft skill that actually is widely missing. A lot of people severely lack this skill. And I speak to a lot of job seekers, and the first thing I notice is if they have this skill. And it's really important to start thinking about it in a way that you can actually genuinely build it up if you're feeling a little bit lower on the side of this skill. And if you do have this quality, you want to keep building on it because this will serve you very well. Now, what is this one skill that I'm speaking about? What is this elusive magic thing that some people have and some people don't? And I've been blessed with it myself, and it is the art of communication. Now, you've heard of the age old saying, the quality of your life is dictated by the quality that you communicate with, or something like that. Hence, I'm doing a video on communication and I've probably got that wrong. But anyway, I digress. If you can communicate confidently and effectively when you're dealing with people who have decision making ability, you are in a league of your own. You can show to companies that you can work within the team, you can communicate ideas, you have the confidence to be able to explain things that are complex in a very simplified way. That will put you in front of other job seekers. Whether they have more skill than you, whether they are quote unquote more qualified than you, companies are relying on this soft skill more than ever. So, why is communication so important? Well, I want you to think about a way where if someone's making a decision on wanting to work with you, they probably want to make sure that they can actually understand what ideas you have or what ability you have to do the responsibility for that role. Now, if you do have the skill, but you do not communicate it, you're going to have a tough time. And it doesn't mean you have to be extroverted to be able to do this or introverted to not be able to do this. You just have to be able to understand the level of communication you have and make a conscious effort to communicate effectively. Make a conscious effort to improve it. Now, you might be looking at this video and you might think, well, Milo, it's easy for you, but you're doing YouTube videos, you talk for a living, you have this natural ability to communicate. And this might shock you, but I'm actually a very introverted person. I communicate effectively because I've trained myself over the last 15, 16 years because I found myself in a position where, for my opportunity and job at the time, I had to communicate for a living, and I was really bad at it. I was really unconfident. I was scared to actually pick up a phone. I didn't like to speak to people. I could not formulate sentences in the way that you're hearing it right now. So this is consciously engineered to be able to communicate because I do it for a living and I took it seriously. Now, I was in a position where, for a role that I did, which was financial sales, depending on how I communicated, depending on what paycheck I had, and if I actually were able to keep that job. So I had to make the conscious effort to improve that. Now, if you find yourself in a position right now where a hiring manager calls you and you start stumbling and you start thinking, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to explain the skill or lack of, or why I should be hired for this opportunity or be considered as an applicant, you need to make a conscious effort to understand why you first feel that way, because I think anybody can communicate effectively with the right structure. You don't have to sound like an AI. You don't have to not make any mistakes. I don't and ah a lot, and I fumble my words very, very rarely. I think I've done it twice in this video, but it doesn't mean that you have to have that ability to be completely perfect in the way that you communicate. You just have to show logical reasoning in the way you communicate. So right now, if a hiring manager calls you and you don't know what to say, take a deep breath and start thinking, what will that hiring manager want to hear from me? They want to know how I can do a particular position, why I want to do a job, why I want to join the company, where could I be in the next 12 to 18 months? Now, if you reverse engineer that and you handle that before the questions arise in terms of an elevator pitch and you start consciously building it up, then you will know what you need to improve on. A really good hack for this, and I saw this from another speaker on stage of an event that I was a part of a couple of months back. They did this very unique thing where they asked people to record themselves for 3 minutes to do a monologue about a subject that they knew really, really well, then to replay the video back with no audio to see what their body language is, then to replay the video back without actually watching the video so they can hear the audio of how they sound, and then they would transcribe what they were saying in that video with an AI tool, and they can remove all the filler words. Now, if you do something like that about a subject you know a lot about, that would be a good start to be self-critical of what you can say and how you can say it. Now, then, if you do another video and you talk about something you have no idea about, and then you can see the difference, it will give you a unique perspective on what you need to improve on. That gives you the ability to see how hiring managers and decision makers in your job search could potentially see you. Because let's face it, they're going to ask you questions that you know about. They're also going to ask you questions you don't know anything about. And you need to be able to have some flow of consistency. Now, if you need some advice in the way you communicate, or you like the way I communicate and you want to replicate that, feel free to reach out to me. There's a link in the description. We can schedule a call with either myself or my team, and we can figure out how you can communicate better. It's something I'm pretty passionate about, and I think the level of your communication, if you increase that, it generally improves the quality of your life, the quality of the opportunities you find, whether that's with getting a job or general networking or just improving specific areas of your life. I think communication is a very good soft skill to build. I've enjoyed creating this video, and if there's any videos you want me to be able to talk about, feel free to let me know. Put a comment in the links below, let me know, and I'll be able to create those for you. I'll see you in the next one.